Hi and welcome to this quick tool review. This time around I'm going to be reviewing bandsaw blades. A while ago I purchased this Portaband and I reviewed the Swag off-road mount for the Milwaukee Portaband that allows it to be used as a sort of a regular bandsaw, light duty. The problems I discovered with it was that I was breaking teeth in the blades, and I thought, you know what, Milwaukee, they make tools but they're not famous for blades, and I've been using their blades, so how about I try a company that's known for it, like Starrett. Starrett's famous for their blades. Why don't I try some Starrett blades and see if they make them? Sure enough, I do some searches, and Starrett does indeed make blades for the Portaband. So I purchased several. I got one package of these online and another couple packages from a different vendor. I decided to go with the combination. I've got the 10 tooth and the 10 to 14 tooth. I wasn't sure whether the variable pitch tooth would be a better solution or not, so I decided to try both, and figured after I decided which ones I like better, I would just stick with that. When I bought the first pack from the ones online, I was looking at the weld because I have a bandsaw, a large bandsaw from an old World War II aircraft carrier at work, or maybe a battleship. I think it's from a battleship. In any case, it has a welder for the blades. So you buy the blade and rolls. We usually buy Starrett because they are supposedly the best. And the blades work really well. But I noticed that when you're doing a weld, if you don't get a perfect spot weld and you leave a little bit of the joint unwelded, that the blades break right at that point every time. And so you got to be really careful to do a good job with the weld. So when I was looking at these blades, I thought, well, let's see how Starrett does their welds. And I noticed, I don't know if you can see it here, but this weld doesn't go all the way through. It's about maybe a fifth of the way is unwelded and or cracked. I'm not sure which, because it's right at the weld and you can see the angle, but it looks like it just the weld didn't go all the way to the edge. So I thought, oh, wow, is that a systemic problem with these? But no, as I look at the other blades, the welds are fine. So there was just one blade that was bad. So here's where this saga goes kind of sideways. So I figure, all right, well, I could always send it back to the vendor I bought it from on eBay, but that's kind of a pain in the butt. And besides, I bet Starrett would really like to know about a problem with their blades, because they're a premium blade manufacturer. Well, heck, they're a premium tool manufacturer. In the machinist world, they are at the very top of the heap, and they charge like it. So I went to Starrett's website, and for customer inquiries, they had a form to fill out. So I filled out a form online, waited a day, waited 2 days, nothing. I said, you know what? I'll just call them. Maybe they take a while to get through all of their online inquiries. Could happen. So I call them up, and I get to their phone system, and you find that the only place you can really go that makes sense is sales. So I talk to a salesman about it and tell him about which part it is, and the salesman is very interested in the problem and says that, we'd be very interested in dealing with this. I said, wow, that's exactly what I expect from a company with a reputation like Starrett. So he says, I got to give you over to the other department. I'm sales, but I'm going to send you to the right person, and if they're not in, just leave a voicemail. So I do. They're not in, I leave a voicemail where I'm careful to repeat my phone number twice and the part number twice and my name twice, so that in case the answering machine's got a problem, they can get a hold of me. So I wait a day, I wait 2 days, I wait 3 days, nothing. So I thought, maybe I screwed up. So I called back, got the same sales, actually it was about a week, and I got the same salesman again. And I said, I got a problem with the bandsaw blade. And again, he's really interested. He goes, yeah, a week ago someone called. I said, yeah, that was probably me. He goes, oh, wow, I'm so sorry. Nothing happened? I said, yeah, I never got called back. He said, well, let me transfer you to this person again. If they're there, they'll be happy to help you. If not, leave a message. So I get the same message machine again. I leave all my information, make sure I repeat it twice. Nothing. So like 2 or 3 weeks goes by. And finally I go, this is really strange. I thought maybe they were backed up or something. So I call a third time, and I get a different salesperson, and I tell him my sob story. And I leave a message yet a third time. This time, someone calls me back the next day, or maybe it was later that day. I can't remember. And they say, "Oh, yeah, wow, that's really a problem. That's not good. Yeah, we sort of heard about a problem with a run like that." And I said, "Yeah, the only reason I called you, these blades are under $10 each. I really, just wanted to let you know that you might have a problem with your manufacturing line, or your QC." And she goes, "Oh yeah, we're very interested. So return it to the vendor." And I'm going, but don't you want it?" And they go, "No, everything has to go through a distributor with us. We don't deal with customers directly." I said, "Well, but don't you have like a QC department on the line?" And they said, "Well, yeah, there's another gentleman you could talk to." So I leave a message with this gentleman, and he calls me back almost immediately, and he is very interested in the problem with the blade. So I tell him the whole story, and he's very interested. He said, "But there's nothing that we can do. You have to go through a distributor." Now, to me, this is all very odd for a company, especially like Starrett, that's a premium company. You probably noticed, or maybe you haven't noticed, when you buy a lot of products from the store and you open it up, there's often a little sheet on top, and the sheet will say, "Please don't return to the store you bought this. Call us immediately. We want to know about any problems." Starrett's not one of those companies, apparently. What I figured would happen is they'd say, "Oh, wow, problem with the bandsaw blade. I'm going to send you new bandsaw blade or blades in the mail, and what I'd like you to do is take the whole package and ship it back to me with a return address. We'll provide a return address label and just use the same packaging and ship it back to us so we can find out what's going on with our line." They're not that interested. I've got to say, for a company like Starrett with a reputation like Starrett, I am very disappointed. So my quick tool review is pretty much about the customer service of a company that charges a premium price for what is generally a premium product, that just doesn't seem to be as interested anymore. The blades themselves work pretty well. They so far work better than the Milwaukee. I'm hoping I'll get back to you and let you know if the teeth break on these, but I don't expect they will. The Milwaukee, almost the first time I use the blades, every time they break. Now, I am pushing them a lot harder than they were probably intended by putting them in a fixture that turns the Portaband into a normal bandsaw. But in any case, I will get back to you on how these perform. Bottom line, I'm a little disappointed at Starrett. They're sort of famous for American quality, and you'd figure great customer service. Their salespeople are definitely interested, but their customer service people, not so much. Going through a vendor, under $10 a blade, one of the three is bad. I'm really not going to go to all the trouble to send it back to the vendor. They'll probably just throw it out. Starrett will probably never hear about it. I guess enough of my rant. You get my point. I figure a company like Starrett would want to know about a problem. They want to know, but they don't want to do anything much about it. The real litmus test, of course, is how well do the blades perform. So let's check out the first cut. This is cold rolled steel and 1/4 inch thick. Very clean cut, very smooth cut. Much better than the Milwaukee blades, so I recommend them. I don't exactly recommend Starrett's customer service these days, but I do recommend the blades. That is a really nice cut, much better than the Milwaukee blades. So I give it a thumbs up for quality, thumbs down for service, and I don't know about longevity, but if I discover something interesting, I will let you know. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.